This is Edward Phillips, CEO of Naturopathic Economics, and today we are interviewing Mary Berard, owner of Realistic Solutions MR, to discuss how it increases revenue for naturopathic practices. Hello, Mary. It's a pleasure to chat with you. Let's get a bit of background. When did you launch Medical Solutions MR?
Realistic Solutions MR has been launched for 6 years now. We launched on June 1st, 2011.
Fantastic. What prompted you to start a business focusing on increasing revenue for healthcare providers?
I started a business on focusing on increasing revenue for healthcare providers because for over 25 years, I worked close by every day and watched doctors burn out, get frustrated, and afraid to treat patients. Because the government has dictated what a doctor could and could not do for their patients, everyday doctors work 90 hours a week with fear of what it is and what could be reimbursed for the care of their patients. I created Realistic Solutions MR to fight for their right on behalf of the doctors to be able to treat their patients and be reimbursed for hard work that doctors do daily for the ones they care for within their facilities.
That's amazing. On your website, you list a variety of healthcare providers you work with at Realistic Solutions MR. Do you work with private practice physicians as well as organizations?
Yes, Realistic Solutions MR works with small practices, medium practices, large practices, and Realistic Solutions MR also works with all sizes of private practices to increase their revenue by 80% in 1 year with 5 easy steps.
Well, that's amazing. Naturopathic physicians primarily are cash-based practices. How can your services help to improve their revenues?
Well, great question. With cash-based practices, there are several ways to increase their revenue. One way is that Realistic Solutions MR can train the front-end staff to be motivated to increase the revenue of the practice. Most front-end staff do not collect the payments up front due to confidence in the patient's balances are they really owed and confidence that they have authority to insist on obtaining the payments. In other words, stand by your staff, encourage them to take that step with your authority. The other way we can help is there are no upfront costs for specialized collection programs, and we have attorneys to collect on your behalf at no upfront fees for their services to the business owner.
Oh, that's incredible. There are some services within a naturopathic practice that are paid by insurance. How could you help with naturopaths getting insurance reimbursement?
Well, we can help naturopaths several ways. One is to do credentialing for their practices with insurance companies that work with naturopaths. We also do fee negotiations with insurance companies for practices to give the doctors a higher fee schedule by 10% above the EOHHS, which is the federal government regulations of mandated reimbursement schedule. The other way we can assist is to do the medical billing for the practice, which will increase the revenue by monthly regular payments from the insurance companies.
Okay, that's amazing. What are some of the common characteristics of lost revenue that you've shared with me when you research a practice who are asking for help?
Well, some of the common characteristics that I find is in lost revenue, in a high churn of staff, overwhelmed staff, and doctors forget they have a choice to fight for their right to be paid. Instead of accepting what the insurance companies say in the final word, the insurance companies will pay you even if you did not follow your own contract. The insurance companies will pay you even when the claims denied for over the file time, no referrals, no prior authorizations, no contracts, but have an authorization and partially paid claims with corrections and claims over 180 days.
Wow. Are there challenges sometimes when working with physicians or physician staff to implement what you do to help them?
Yes, the biggest challenges that I find is working with the physician staff is that they get overwhelmed with change, and with physicians they sometimes forget that it is okay to say no. It is not okay to write things off because just because it is a bother. That is why they hire people like my company, Realistic Solutions MR, to fight on their behalf. My biggest challenge is retraining the brain of a brilliant person to stop accepting the norm. They deserve to be paid for what they work for and what they stand up for, and I give them the right for their voices to be used.
You know, some doctors or staff might feel that they don't need your services, even though they may be seeing more patients, and their revenue hasn't improved. Can you share how this happens?
Sure. When you see a practice that the patient volume has increased or is at steady pace, but their income is going down, there are several reasons that happen. And one big reason is that you have outstanding aging that is not being worked. Some of the other reasons are the claim rejections are higher than usual. And third, if there is no accountability of your billing company and in-house billers, you will see a high write-off under contractual adjustments, charge-offs, which is adjusted off, and then reasonable reimbursements, which is also not being followed.
Wow. You know, you indicate that you could increase revenues by as much as 80%, which is amazing. How would you do this for a naturopathic physician?
Well, to increase a naturopath and physician's revenue up to 80% in a year, the first review is the front-end staff, since they are the face of the practice and could make a difference in capturing the revenue of the practice at the front desk. Instead of chasing the patient down later with the extra expense. Two, we would review of the physician's charges. Are they coding everything that have been in the visit, and or are they doing services that are not needed? And three would be in the practice manager monitoring the expenses of the practice, such as the vendors that they buy supplies from, billing companies, monitoring them. If the thought is that we have a billing company or the supply are needed, but they do not check the competitors for better price, and thought that they don't have to deal with that, they lose about $30,000 in revenue in 6 months.
Oh my word. You know, naturopaths often write off receivables, particularly on patients who've not paid for months. How would you handle that?
Well, I would encourage the naturopath that there is a solution to the aging. Realistic Solutions MR works with the client's patients to work out payment plans with a tracing system in place.
You know, for naturopaths, the benefits of considering Realistic Solutions MR include, as I understand it, no overhead, revenue gained without an extra cost to the practice, and no upfront cost to the physician. So how do you do that?
Great question. How does Realistic Solutions MR keep the cost structure the way it is? We have expert collection specialists that are dedicated to obtain what the physicians are entitled to be paid for. Realistic Solutions MR are confident that you would have lost revenue if you did not hire us, that we would work months without seeing a single penny until we recoup what is owed to the provider, and then we invoice the provider once they are paid at 33% of the net for the specialized collection programs. And we also charge 8% for medical billing, A to Z, and we do credentialing at $750 for the first 5 insurances, $99 for every insurance after, and then we help with the business consulting. So if they want to increase their revenue or do marketing specialties, we help with that as well.
Mary, it's really been a pleasure to talk with you and learn a bit more about Realistic Solutions MR. How should my audience contact you if they want more information?
Well, to be reached me, they can reach me at Mary Berard at 413-363-1195 or realisticsolutionsmr@gmail.com. And then they can visit my webpage at www.realisticsolutionsmr.org.
Fantastic. Thanks again, Mary, for sharing how you can help many of our naturopathic physicians improve their revenues. And I'm sure that any of my followers who get in touch with you will be impressed with what you can do to improve their cash flow situation. Thank you again.
Thank you.